Hello friends, I am Mr. S.S. Sazne and I am teaching the subject management. So we are studying the second chapter of this subject management, that is planning and organizing at supervisory level. Today it is our sixth lecture on this topic, and before heading further we will just take a flashback of our previous lecture. So in the previous lecture we have studied about the human needs. So we have started first with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and in that point we have seen what are the 5 stages of human needs. So the 5 stages included the physiological needs, safety needs, then we have seen love and belonging needs, then esteem needs, and the final stage in Maslow's theory was about the self-actualization. So after this we have seen a list of human needs. In that we have seen first what are the liking areas in work, then scope of work, then again work justice as per the capability of the worker or employee, authority in doing work, free hand in creative work, physical and mental work that should be below the stress level, then rest allowance, human treatment, the facilities regarding work, good salary, benefits, bonus and rewards, appreciation for good work, promotion with proper intervals, and finally status and value and organization. So these were the all 14 human needs that we have studied up till now. So in today's lecture we will see what are the job needs. Up till now whatever we have studied, those all points were related with the employee side, or the worker who is going to perform certain activity, and in return he is going to take the salary from the employer. So in today's lecture we are going to see what are the needs of the employer, that is the person who is going to give the salary. So it is very much necessary that we are also going to consider what are the needs of the employer too. In this slide you can see what are the needs from the employer side, and we call it as job needs. So we will see all these needs one by one in the further slides. The first job need, that is work must be completed in time. So it is basically related with the time management, and time management is nothing but we can call it as planning the available time and controlling the amount of time you spend on a specific task in order to carry out the work more efficiently. So if there is no any strong time management, then even the hard work of the employee can suffer, and it can also lead to producing poor quality work, or missing deadlines, increasing the stress levels of the workers, as well as harming the professional reputation. So thus it becomes very much necessary that a proper time management is done, so that whatever the task which is planned by the higher authority, it will be get completed in time. Time is the only resource that we cannot buy. We spend a lot of valuable time worrying about not having enough time to reach the goals and get the things done, or meet the deadlines of our project. So in today's industry it is necessary that we should not work only harder, but instead we should work smarter. So when you manage your time effectively, then we can say that the working is smarter rather than harder. In other words, the worker or employee should work smarter with the current technology that is available, so that he will get much more time, and he can utilize this time to work on the new project. The second job need is quality and quantity of work. So quality of work, it is related with the accuracy, or neatness, or attentive to details, consistent in work, or maintaining high standards which is done by the employee. Whereas on the other hand, if we speak about the quantity of work, then it is nothing but the count or the amount of work which is completed by the worker against the expectations of the supervisor. So this is the basic difference between quality and quantity. Whatever the work is allotted to the worker, he should not just complete that work and get rid of the given work by the supervisor, because if the quality standards are not up to the given mark, then the same work will later on get rejected, as it will not satisfy the customer needs, and thus it will be a total loss of all the resources such as manpower, money, as well as the machineries and material. So it is necessary that along with the quality of work, the quantity of that work is also maintained. The next job need is a utility of all resources in a optimum way. That is nothing but effective utilization of the resources, as well as the other job need is no wastages. If the resources are utilized effectively, then definitely there will be minimum wastage. So if we talk about effective utilization of resources, then it refers to getting the things done in the right manner in a minimum time with the minimum cost incurred and with no wastage of resources. So effectiveness helps to achieve the target and setting the goals in right direction. Mathematically, we can calculate the resource utilization by using the formula as the ratio of busy time to the available time. So from this, we will understand that whatever the time is available and how much resources we are utilizing in the available time. This will give us idea regarding how much amount of resources are utilized, or how much time the resources has been kept idle. If the resources are kept idle even for a certain duration of time, then it represents that some amount of wastage of these resources is going to be produced. For the effective utilization of resources, utilization tracking and planning is very much essential. Overutilization as well as underutilization of all these resources should be avoided, otherwise it can lead to negative outcomes. So in short, we can say that the effective utilization of resources is an essential task for the supervisor for managing different projects. It is important for them to efficiently organize and allocate the workers as well as equipments for different projects, at the same time avoiding the idle resources. Having the information about the availability of the resource and having them available at the right time for the activities, it will play an important role in managing the cost and smoothly executing the desired activities. And this will definitely reduce whatever the wastages are produced. The next job need is the safety at jobs. So this is also one of the most important job needs, because nowadays we hear in the news that many times accidents happen, and it causes a great loss to the life of the workers as well as to the industries. So this accidents is generally an unfortunate and sudden mishappening. It causes a great damage to the property, material, or humans. There might be many types of accidents, like minor or major. However, the causes of these accidents are due to workers, management, or unsafe condition and natural reasons. The effects of accidents are on worker, industry, family, as well as the management. So, to avoid these accidents, safety management is necessary. The industry should follow safety norms and use some preventive measures. The safety procedures will ensure safe working and thus the accidents can be easily avoided. The next job need is less supervision. The supervisors most often face the problem regarding how to motivate the workers to work. The unmotivated workers don't perform well on the job, and it may represent a careless image to the customers. So there is the need or a requirement to supervise the unmotivated employees even more closely to correct their mistakes and solve their problems. The supervisor plays many positive roles in the workplace. He teaches the employees regarding the job skills they need to know and serves as a ready backup when the problem arises. He also supports the employees for the problems before they become serious. However, if the supervision becomes micromanaging, that is looking after every activity of the employees, then definitely the employee motivation will fall. The micromanagers supervise every action of the employees, providing no any kind of freedom for the employees to act on their own. This will help in the growth of the employee's ability as well as skills to perform any kind of activity that has been allotted to him. So this was about the job need that is less supervision. With less supervision, the money resource can also be saved. The next job need that is skilled manpower, or we can also call it as skilled workforce. The skilled workers are an asset for any business as they play a large role in developing a business reputation as well as its success. A skilled worker is someone who holds the necessary qualifications to perform their role, and they are consistently go above and beyond in the performance of their duties. So right from striving to provide an outstanding customer experience to ensuring that all the work is carried out with great care and attention to every detail. The skilled workers understand their role and are fully committed to the business. Thus, it becomes very much necessary that every organization is having a group of skilled workforce or skilled manpower. So we can have many advantages from the skilled workforce, such as the skilled workers are experts at their job, and this will definitely lead to improved productivity. On the other hand, if we speak about the unskilled workers, then they would likely require some kind of additional training, taking up the valuable time and resources. Whereas also the skilled workers have advanced theoretical as well as practical knowledge, making it easier for them to overcome whatever the issues are arising and to solve with those problems. Though the skilled workers will be required to pay more as compared to the unskilled workers, but the skilled workers will save the business money in the long run. The unskilled workers are more likely to require additional training, making mistakes on the jobs, and potentially damage the customer relations. Whereas the skilled workers will have the skills and expertise to deliver a job well done and keep the customers satisfied, saving the business money. So, with all these points, we can understand the importance of having a skilled workforce. The next job need that is foolproof nature of work. This term foolproofing is actually related with the Japanese term which is called as pokayoke. The simple meaning of this Japanese word that is pokayoke means leaving no any opportunity for any kind of error, misuse, or any kind of failure in the given system. The main advantage of implementing the foolproofing of the system is that it ensures that the right conditions exist before a process step is executed, and thus preventing the defects from occurring in the first place. It helps to eliminate the product defects by preventing, correcting, or drawing attention to the human errors as they occur. This technique can be implemented in any industry as it is not costly, and also it makes it impossible for any mistakes to occur, along with ensuring that the quality standards are achieved. In this slide, we can understand this technique as we are having here two examples. So in the first diagram, you can see what is the meaning of foolproofing for parking slot. So as shown in the diagram, here the initial problem was the drivers were not able to determine the exact distance with the rear car. So this problem was overcome by making the system foolproof. That is, you can see in the diagram that below the car there are two white color dividers which restricts the movement of car in the reverse direction. So with such kind of low cost simple solution, the foolproofing of the system has been done. As a result of this, due to the dividers, the drivers will be now able to park their cars very easily, and also at the same time suitable distance will be maintained in between these cars so that any person can easily walk through that work path. So this was about the first example. Again, in the second diagram, we are having three wires which are supposed to be placed in the sockets which are given below. If this task is given to an unskilled labor, then he will be in trouble as he will not have any knowledge regarding which wires are to be placed in which sockets, as all the sockets are in white color. So here foolproofing can be done for the same system. So in the second part of this diagram, we can see that there is some color combination used for the system. So here we are having three colors, that is blue, red and green. These colors are given to the wires as well as to the sockets. And now if the same work is set to the unskilled labor, then at this time he will be easily able to perform his task, as he will easily understand once the instruction has been given to him, that is the blue wire is to be placed in the blue socket. Likewise, the same colors are to be put in the same socket. So with such type of color combination, he can easily do this task. So we call this as error proofing or making the system foolproof. So with the foolproof nature of work, any task can be completed even through the unskilled labors, as well as it will also help to complete the task in time with least possibilities of failure or mistakes causing loss for that activity. So this was about foolproof nature of work. The next job need is a smooth production and no stoppages of work. Suppose a product has to be manufactured in a large quantity, and if it has a consistent demand from the market, then in such cases its production will not cause any difficulty. That is, the smooth production of such product is possible. However, if the same product has fluctuating demand, then in such case the problems might arise. For carrying out the smooth production, as due to the fluctuating demands from the market, the inputs of the resources has to be managed properly. Thus the smooth production becomes the need of the industry, and it can be carried out with proper planning. For smooth production, it is also necessary that there are no any kind of stoppages in the work related to all the resources that we have studied. Like for example, there should be no any issues related with the malfunctioning or maintenance related activities of the machines, or say related to the manpower resource, or the supply of material that is required for the production. So if these resources are not planned accordingly, then it will affect the smooth production and can cause the stoppages in the work. Like for example, you can see in the slide that a large number of machineries are placed on a line where the body or the chassis of the cars are passed in line, and all these machineries are carrying out certain activities on the chassis of that car. So in this production line, if any of the machine fails to perform its function, then it can cause the entire stoppage of this line. As a result of failure of even one machine, the entire process has to be stopped, and this will cause the loss of manpower resource, as well as the planning related to the production target will fail. So the job needs related to the smooth production and stoppages in the work are of great concern. Our next job need is distribution of work. So in every company you can see that whatever the work is to be carried out, that entire work cannot be completed by a single person or 2 or 3 persons. Thus the distribution of work is very much necessary. Every person has different skills and abilities, so we have to utilize these abilities as well as their skills, and it becomes necessary to distribute the task or work according to the abilities of the workers. So by distribution of work, the supervisor can get complete his work from the workers by allotting them the work as per their abilities. The next and last job need, and that is nothing but sufficient resources as input. So all the resources such as manpower, material resource, machine resource, as well as money, if all these resources are available at right place and at right time, then any task can be performed without any interruption in the process. So this was all related to the job needs. Now in the next slide we will study what will be the effect of matching all the human needs with the job needs. Matching job needs with human needs. As up till now we have studied what are all the human needs as well as what are the job needs. If all the human needs and job needs are successfully matched, then the result will be, first is the customer satisfaction, then the second one is improved productivity, then next is the effective utilization of resources, and the last advantage will be achievement of goals. So it is very important that we should take the care regarding the human needs as well as the job needs, and the planning for matching these human needs with the job needs is to be studied for getting these results. The last point of this chapter, that is the allotment of tasks of individuals and establishing relationship among persons working in a group. So first we will see how to allot the task. So in the task allotment process, first it is necessary to study what task is to be carried out. After understanding this task, the supervisor has to study the detailed work content, and after studying regarding each and every detail of the concerned work, he will calculate the manpower that is required for completing that task. The next step will be to decide the leader or head for that particular group who is going to work on the given project or task. Then the next step is to subdivide the task to each individual based on their skills and capabilities. And after subdividing the task to each individual, the official will then order to the worker to carry out their work. Also the queries from the workers will be asked and the corrections for the same will be done, and thus the allotment work will be finalized. So after finalization of this allotment work, the necessary authorities and the resources will be handed over to the individuals. So these are the steps which are to be followed while allotting the tasks to the workers. Now we will see how to establish a relationship among persons working in a group. So for this you should go through all the steps that are given in this slide. So the first step is the formation of group, where the certain number of manpower will be gathered together for performing a particular task. After the formation or gathering of this manpower, the next step is making familiar among the group members. So just by the communication in between all the group members, they can become familiar with each other. Then the next step is developing the informal relations among these group members. Then the next step is communication improvement among all the group members. Then again, solving or avoiding conflicts among the group members. So here the meaning of conflict should be understood. It simply means that unwanted misunderstandings among the group members. So it is necessary that the conflicts among the group members are avoided, or even if it arises, then they are solved. Then the next step is training of interpersonal relationship. Then again, appreciating each other. Then the next step is establishing the common goals, and lastly grooming them for effective work. So these are the all steps which is to be followed for establishing the relationship among the persons working in a group. For this you can also consider one example. After completing your 10th, you have got admission for the diploma first year course. So when you were studying in the first sem, then almost 90 to 95% of the students that were present in the class might be new to all. So this is called as the formation of group. Again, after completion of first sem, or say second sem, or after completion of first year, you are familiar among all the members that were present in the class. Then informal relations were developed within all the students. Their communication were also improved. Just you started making friends from the same group. Then in many times you can see that there are some conflicts within these group members, but after a certain duration of time you can see those conflicts are also solved. Then training of interpersonal relationship, that is, you are studying several subjects for clearing the exams. Since you have made many friends, you are also many times appreciating each other. Then establishing common goals, that is, you might be studying to clear out the exams, trying to go for higher studies. So these can be the established common goals in between all the students. And the last step was grooming them for effective work, that is, supporting and guiding you by the faculties in order to achieve the desired or expected results from the student side. So these are the steps for establishing the relationship among the persons. We will also see what are the advantages of good relations in a group. So the first advantage is employees feel good due to familiar group members. Then the next advantage is comfort level of subordinates increases. Then again, people can enjoy their work in team. Then coordination becomes easier. The team members cooperate with each other. Again, stress level of work will reduce. Mutual guidance is available in team if relations are good. And the last advantage will be difficult challenges can also be accepted, and success will become easier. So these are all the advantages of good relations in a group. Before concluding with this chapter, we will also see what is the importance of organizing skills of supervisor. If the supervisor is organized in the workplace, then he can save time and money of the company. The organizational skills are essential for multitasking. Organizing skill of supervisor keep the production flow smooth and successful. Because of this skill, supervisor can structure schedules of all workers. Then again, productivity is boosted due to good organizing skills. The organized supervisors are well prepared with systematic planning and scheduling. Completing the complicated and difficult projects is possible due to organizing skill of supervisor. And again, maintaining strong organizational skills can reduce the chance of developing poor habits such as inefficiency, miscommunication, rework, etc. So this was all about the importance of organizing skills of supervisor. So with this point, I conclude the end of this second chapter, that is planning and organizing at supervisory level. So if you have any doubts regarding any point from this chapter, then you are free to call me. So thank you very much.